Okay, so what we're going to do here is create some smoke for this nuclear steam stack. And to do that, I'm going to use a very simple method of creating a base shape, like a sphere. And tucking that down, putting it over here, duplicating it, moving it around. Duplicating it again. Moving that, scaling it. Move it. And after a while, just kind of getting that shape put together for kind of the essence of smoke. And while I'm doing that, I have been looking up like some smoke ideas. Just I'm kind of using these little major shapes as influence on that for me for when I'm sculpting this out. And as I go, moving this around and scaling that around, moving it up.
Is this how you sound when you're recording at home by yourself?
Mm-hmm. Don't you sound like a whole different person when you record?
No.
You don't want them to ever catch on who you really are. Always pretending, always pretending. It's the best way, Sam. All right. Nope. Well, that's a demon, so we don't want that one. So as I do this, I'm just kind of putting these pieces together, and it doesn't need to look perfect yet. What I can do here now is take that, maybe move that up a little bit more, and even duplicate it, scale some of those. I'm going to combine it, mesh, combine, scale some of these down, put it in there. And now going from here to here, mesh, combine. Now I have all those. So I got something like this going on. I don't know what that is. All right. From here, I know it doesn't look like smoke yet, but I'm going to take all these, combine them, and I'm going to go into my Deform, and I'm going to use a Nonlinear Twist. Now, the twist that I want to do is increase that, so that way, where's my low bound? I probably need to bring that down some more. So now, when I'm spinning that, oh, I forgot to incorporate all these. Let me go back a little bit here. Grab all those and mesh, combine. I'm going to delete history right now. And then I'm going to go Deform, Nonlinear Twist. I know there's a twist handle in here somewhere. Okay, it threw itself all the way over on another screen, so you guys can't see that. There we go. Now twist, and I'm going to start changing that end angle. So I'm going to maybe do this at like 900. That's too much, so maybe 800. Too much, so dialing that back until I get something I kind of like. All right. From here, I'm going to play around with this shape. So I'm going to take this and export it. I'm going to put that as smoke demo and go into ZBrush. And let's bring that over to the screen so you guys can see it. And from here, I am going to import my smoke demo, hit open. This is what I have. And now I'm going to do Dynamesh at a very, very low res. So maybe a 32 if I do that. It's giving me this, or maybe 104. He's giving me something like this. It's kind of a cool look to that. Now that I have that, I'm going to turn off Dynamesh, and I'm going to smooth that up a little bit. From here, I can start to play around with my geometry by going into deformation and starting to play with some of these variables here. So my twist, I can change that. I'm going to change that on my just my Y. I can change the taper, again, on just the Y axis. So maybe that fans out a little bit more. And I'm going to do an inflate. And let's try not a lot of inflate balloon, but just a hair to kind of give it a more bubbly effect on that. All these different little settings can really help to sell like a cartoony smokestack going on here. Gravity will give that droop. So if we go in the opposite direction, you have it kind of look like it's lifting upwards. We'll leave perspective alone. Okay. Now I'm going to go back into my geometry, and I'm going to, again, apply a low Dynamesh on it. Would I like to freeze it? No, I don't. And then I'm going to go back to this. This kind of got rid of some of those empty spots on there. You'll notice that this shape is a little bit messed up. So all I'm going to do is use my model move tool. And it's been a long day, and I don't know my alphabet right now. There we go. And I can start to kind of just pull some of these pieces out. So this might look more like a tornado. We could play around with these shapes to get it so it's maybe not spinning around so much. Or we can also play around with adding like the inflate tool directly to some of these pieces too. So that way we have more bulbous spots on here to make that look like a smoke cloud. So this is just me messing around with it with a mouse. It's not anything special, but you can see how maybe a shape like this would work maybe for smoke. Now let's test that out. Let's go into, I'm going to import the smokestack, but to do that I need to actually find that. So I'm going to go into here and just grab the actual smokestack. File, export selection, OBJ. And let's go back into ZBrush. I'm going to go into my import smokestack, open that up, quads and triangles, and then now let's append that other tool to it. So we'll go to append and smoke demo. So now that we have this, we can start to play around the proportions of that using move and kind of scaling that around. And then again, taking this and using things like the move tool and the rotate tool to push and pull some of these pieces so maybe it looks more like a bomb that went off or something like that. So this would be a fast way that, again, I'd play around with this and make a couple of these before you settle on one of them. But how you can play with just merging a couple different objects to make a little happy accident, I guess, to give you a smokestack. So that would be it.